Chapter 7 Earth Number 1. Dr. Robert had been testing the meteorite he had accidentally found for the last week, and it was showing solid results. Found decades before in Antarctica during a scientific exploration studying methane venting, it had wallowed in storage apparently worthless. But after Dr. Robert had accidentally used it in a solarium activation test, the inert gray lump had sparked and flashed. The energy meters had gone off the dial. In order to guarantee that the initial results had not been an anomaly, Dr. Robert had rerun the activation process under more controlled conditions. After several iterations, Dr. Robert had convinced himself of the potency of the replacement solarium substance. All it now needed was a name. Solarium had been named after Sebastian. Dr. Robert felt that this newcomer would be better named after where it had been found, and therefore he decided on Antarcticum. With its properties understood, at least as well as that of Solarium, and it had been named, Dr. Robert went to his office and rang Sebastian, to give him the good news. After dialing Sebastian's private number, he first spoke to Katie, Sebastian's personal assistant. Katie Griffiths had been Sebastian's personal assistant for just over 2 years and did pretty much everything for Sebastian on a daily basis. "Good morning, Mr. Soller's office," Katie speaking. "Good morning, Katie. Dr. Robert speaking. May I speak to Sebastian, please?" "May I ask what it concerns, Dr. Robert?" asked Katie. "Well, yes and no. Let me put it like this. It's Sebastian's special project," replied Dr. Robert. The phone line dropped for a few seconds as Katie called through to Sebastian's office on the intercom before she returned. "Yes, of course, I'll put you right through." "Thank you, Katie. Bye for now." "Dr. Robert, good to hear from you. What do you have for me?" "I found it, sir. A replacement for the solarium." Dr. Robert almost jumped down the phone with the news when he heard Sebastian's voice. "Excellent news, Doctor. When can we restart the experiments?" "Very soon, I think. We only have to modify our procedures for enrichment, and then we can run a few calibration tests, and then we'll be back on schedule." As Dr. Robert and Sebastian spoke on the phone, a silent electric blue shimmer opened high above Sebastian's desk, appearing to part of the ceiling above him. Through it a room could just be made out with 2 people talking between themselves, staring and pointing through the shimmering ring. The ring persisted for no more than a half a minute before it started to flutter and dim, then finally disappearing altogether. No sound could be heard through the ring, but something made Sebastian feel like he was being watched. He looked left and right, behind him, but could see nothing or no one. As he exhausted the possibilities, only one place remained. Up. He craned his neck and looked up half a second after the ring had collapsed. Dr. Robert's voice could be heard on the phone. Mr. Solers, are you okay?" Realizing Dr. Robert was still on the phone, Sebastian put the receiver to his ear. "Yes, doctor, all is good. But I think I am going to have to get Barnaby into sweep for bugs and listening devices. I could have sworn I was being watched."